I'm Cristina Duranti, the director of the Good Shepherd International Foundation, a non-profit organization that supports the mission of the Good Shepherd Sisters in 35 countries. Our projects focus on protection and empowerment of women and children, contrast of human trafficking, economic justice, and poverty eradication. Before setting up the foundation in 2008, I served as a researcher and consultant for Italian universities and government agencies. In 2012, I coordinated the startup of Bon Pastor Kowezi with the Good Shepherd Sisters of Kenya. Bon Pastor Kowezi is now recognized as an international best practice in the eradication of child labor and protection of human rights in the copper cobalt mining communities of DR Congo.
I am Benedikt Sobotka, the Chief Executive Officer of Eurasian Resources Group, ERG. We are a leading diversified natural resources group and a major employer in the industry with operations across 15 countries and around 80,000 employees. I am also proud to serve as the co-chair of the Global Battery Alliance, GBA, which is an initiative launched with support of the World Economic Forum. The GBA aims to achieve a responsible battery supply chain. Since ERG helped found the Alliance in 2017, it has grown to over 80 members around the world.
The Good Shepherd International Foundation is a non-profit organization founded in 2008 by the Congregation of Our Lady of Charity of the Good Shepherd, an international group of women religious operating in 70 countries to support programs for girls, women and children living in vulnerable conditions. To bring about the GSIF vision of society where girls, women and children enjoy their full human rights, we support projects that strive to eradicate poverty, eliminate all forms of violence and discrimination, protect and promote human rights, and create the conditions for economic and social justice. GSIF has been supporting the Good Shepherd Sisters program in Kowezi since 2012, when a small group of sisters from Kenya became to organize a community development programs in Kanina Domain Marial, an area in the outskirts of Kowezi in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The program aims to help break the cycle of violence and abuse against children and girls in the local artisanal cobalt mining communities and improve their living conditions, focusing on children who work in the mines and those who suffer from the worst forms of child labor. The sisters are registered as a Congolese non-profit association and are known locally as Bon Pastor Kowezi.
Well, we started supporting Bon Pastor Kowezi and Good Shepherd International Foundation back in 2017. And in the foundation we found a reliable, world-leading organization. Its teams have unique knowledge and insights into the local communities around our operations in Kowezi and in the DRC. Communities that are home to many of our employees and which grow and evolve alongside our operations as we offer employment opportunities. I've been in Kowezi many times and I've personally seen the involvement of children in mining. And I felt strongly that ERG needed to help address this problem. The Bon Pastor Kowezi program and its aims fully resonate with our vision, which are focusing on safely getting children out of mines and helping them explore and access alternative sustainable livelihood opportunities for their futures. This would include being able to access safe spaces and have food security. It would also encourage them to learn new skills through vocational training and to thrive in new settings. We hold ourselves to the highest standards, and we share the vision of the program. We hope to see a country where no child has to work at a mine. A country where they can have every opportunity to lead a full and rewarding life.
There are many development problems which affect Kowezi's communities, and those include poverty, lack of infrastructures, weak law enforcement, and fragile systems of protection, especially for the most vulnerable. One of the most prevalent issues in the use of child labor in mining, which is caused by the societal challenges. In these communities, there's a strong dependence on artisanal mining and a high percentage of children who do not attend school. Our initiatives aim to take children out of mines, but also support alternative livelihoods through social enterprises and community development programs for their parents. Since 2012, GSIF and Bon Pasteur have been effectively working to reduce poverty, social fragmentation, gender-based violence, and child labor in the artisanal mining communities of Kolwezi. We do this through a comprehensive and multidimensional approach to community development, integrating alternative livelihoods, social protection, education, and advocacy, underpinned by a management system to ensure scalability. Overall, Bon Pasteur Kolwezi has created an effective community-based system to provide justice and safe spaces for the victims of all forms of violence and human rights abuses. Currently, GSIF and Bon Pasteur are working in 8 communities around Kolwezi in the Lualaba province of DRC, where we are gradually extending the program's activities for children and their families under the Bon Pasteur Strategic Plan 2018-2022.
We have to keep in mind that the DRC is one of the world's poorest countries. An estimated 62% of the population live under the poverty line, according to the World Bank. However, it is also one of the world's richest countries in natural resources. Specifically, in terms of cobalt, more than 75% of the world's global reserves of cobalt are found in the DRC. A metal that is so crucial to the electrification of transport and the green economy and the global low-carbon transition. There are no electric vehicles without the Congo. There are no mobile phones without the Congo. There are no tablets without the Congo. Cobalt is helping power a revolution globally, a green revolution, but people at the beginning of the value chain, they're only seeing a tiny fraction of the benefit. The DRC's resources have to date failed to translate into sustainable growth opportunities for the country as a whole. Crucially, this includes the provision of schooling and education. This can put children in an especially vulnerable position when education is not even seen as a viable option. An estimated 40,000 children are thought to be involved in child labor in the DRC's artisanal mining sector. And this is UNICEF data. The Bon Pasteur program addresses some of these important challenges.
Our partnership with the Eurasian Resource Group, ERG, began in 2017, where we were developing a new plan to consolidate and extend the Bon Pasteur program to new communities in need. ERG, through their Metaco RTR project in Kolwezi, was interested in investing in long-term community development programs. The commitment of ERG was also important to take forward the idea of supporting a multi-dimensional model of intervention and addressing the root causes of human rights violations. We were pleased that ERG's management engaged in an open and constructive dialogue with us to build trust. This open channel of communication from the local level to the headquarters still remains today. This is what we consider the key elements of a good NGO and business partnership for sustainable development: mutual respect, open dialogue, and transparency.
It is now clear that partnerships are critical to addressing sustainable development challenges, and that the private sector here has a very critical role to play, especially in vulnerable regions where government infrastructure is weaker. There is a need for companies like us to look at the Sustainable Development Goals and mobilize to support their achievement on the ground in the communities. The Good Shepherd International Foundation has a very clear focus on Goal 8.7 to eliminate child labor. Partnership with the Good Shepherd enables ERG to support at-risk groups, including children and women. And it helps ensure that they have an opportunity to lead alternative livelihoods. When you have poverty and weak supportive structures in some of these communities, these things can take a very long time to change. In the meantime, there is often a large burden placed on children of a formative age. This can have long-term consequences on their development, health, and well-being. Our shared objective with our partners is to help as many children as possible build a better, safer future through our combined efforts in a multi-stakeholder initiative.